We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order March 3rd, 2026 at 6:35 p.m. We have a quorum. Amanda will be running late. We will say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, one God, indivisible. What was that noise? Is that your computer firing up? Okay, we have on the agenda this evening, we have Robert Kelly with the Who's she asking me? Oh, I did keep it. We have Robert Kelly with WCID 12. He would like to talk to us about the bond election coming up.
I don't need a microphone. I gotta take it out.
Is that not on, Mike?
There we go. What I'd like to do is take a minute. I appreciate your time. I really like what I see from a person in Kemah looking into what's going on in Clear Lake Shores. You guys have done an excellent job of taking care of business, and I sincerely appreciate it. What I'd like to talk to you about tonight is just simply to inform you of how we stripped down the bond that failed so that we can move forward with something that has a little more credibility to it and not a whole lot of ancillary things that really didn't need to be done. So, with no further ado, we took all of the meters off of the entire bond. Part of the meters that were being asked to be installed, if you weren't familiar with this, was Meritage does not have meters. And for us to tax Meritage for meters, that wasn't going to be, that just wasn't correct. That wasn't right.
Hey,
So-
Robert, real quick, not to interrupt,
Yeah.
but maybe some of the people here don't know what Meritage is, but it's a housing development in Kemah, correct?
Yeah, it's on I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. If you go down Evergreen to 96 by Lupe Tortilla, all those homes are Meritage. That's the company of Meritage. With that, you also have a set of apartments. There's 360 of them on the east side of that. So they run with 4 water meters, and then they have their own water district. So they charge a flat rate for their homes. It wasn't properly done in the sense of, we're going to charge you for water meters, but you're a flat rate. It's just one price, period, no matter how much you use or how much you don't use. So it wasn't right. We stripped that off the bond. Didn't need to be on it. In the future, we'll come back. We'd love to have smart meters. It would save all of us a lot of headache, especially when you have somebody that has a running toilet. It's going to show an alarm in the system. It says, stop this clogging water. There's a lady on the island that lives here, has a place in Minnesota. A little over a year ago, she had her granddaughter at the house. They left that night. The granddaughter slept upstairs. And when they left, went to the airport, nobody checked the toilet upstairs. Her water bill was $2,400 when she got back. So we did what we could on the rate order, gave her a discount on the sewage, but those kind of things will not happen. We would go over as a water district and shut the actual water off until she came home. That way you wouldn't just be sitting there running water, running toilets. That would be something that a smart meter would do for you. So we took those meters off, and the second thing was we took off about 175 valves that need to eventually be addressed throughout this particular part of the side of 146 and somewhat the older section on Kip. Those valves are going to need replaced. We know that because we've had to dig a number of them up when we put in Bradford Street. So we're going to finish the second sector on Bradford, which will bring the water to the water park and actually feed the fire hydrants for the entire boardwalk. That was a significant problem. That leads us to the plant. The plant we can build the plant without raising the tax rate. So all things equal, we will not be raising the tax rate to build this plant on Delisandre. What we will get out of that is better water pressure in your particular area with the fire hydrants. It's going to make a difference for fire suppression because you're not going to have a long distance to go to have water pressure coming out of that plant on Delisandre. Along with the fact, should we not, we will not be able to really start expanding Kemah in this particular area, this north corridor, without getting some more water to that, more water pressure. It just continues to deplete the amount of water we can deliver, and if you don't have the water pressure, you don't have the fire suppression, it starts depleting your town, it starts depleting Lazy Bend, it starts depleting on over into 146. So the idea is to not raise the tax, to take the bond, get the plant built, and that'll complete the Kemah and the all surrounding area with enough water pressure and enough water. We can build this thing out, and we're not going to be floating any more bonds for plants and stuff of that nature. But I appreciate your time. Hopefully this informs you. If you didn't know it, anybody can get a hold of Randy or get my number. Just call me. I'll sit down, explain it to you, tell you anything you want to know. I'm very transparent. I'll give you all the documents, whatever you're looking for, to support anything, any questions you have. And I appreciate the time. This evening, I have a gentleman that is sitting here, Tom Langford. He's going to come up during the 3 minutes. He's actually running for a water board position. And that's all I got. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate your time. Tom, not right now.
Good
Tom,
evening.
Not right now. We're not in the public comments yet. Next on the agenda, we have Sydney Broadus. She'd like to visit with us about a food drive that she's got going.
Guys. Like you said, my name is Sydney Broadus. I run the Give More Foundation in Kemah. We started this late last year. We opened a blessing box at the Kemah PD station, and we do kind of like family meal kits for the community, your community, for Dickinson, really all of the surrounding areas. We've had a lot of local people reach out. The kind of closest resource, which I know you guys get involved with, is the Galveston County Food Bank. So we're hoping to kind of collaborate with them as well. But sometimes it's a little bit far for people around here, so we kind of saw a gap in the needs in our community. So that's kind of why we started it, and to this point we've been relying on just community donations, which are great, and we have gotten quite a few. But it's pretty inconsistent. So we are hosting our first food drive this Saturday on March 7th. It's going to be at City Hall, and then also we are collaborating with Walmart. So we are going to have some tables set out at Walmart as well to collect donations. So yeah, I really just wanted to come here and get you guys engaged and make sure you guys knew about it. So yeah, it'll be this Saturday. I have a flyer here that I can leave. I don't know if there's a good place around here to put it. But it has all the information as well as kind of what we're looking for. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, Randy can give you my phone number. We're really trying to kind of expand after this and do some more events, some more community engagement, get involved with the school, things like that. So we're really working on a lot of events. But yeah, I just wanted to get you guys, kind of in the know about it. But that's all I got.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah,
we'll get that to our communications lady. Maybe we can put something out to help with that too.
Yeah,
on our
absolutely. That would be
social
great.
media.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on, we have reports from council. Ed Waters.
Got a lot of feedback from the presentation we made to Home Depot at the last meeting. They were really appreciative that we brought this out, that we worked together so well. And, I was talking to them about, we appreciate both sides of things. Y'all do for us, but during, weather issues, their parking lot just is a tremendous help for us because, over there, 90% of everything there is probably Clear Lake Shores, boats and golf carts and RVs and things. So we talked about that a little bit, and anything that you can ever think of that I can do to go to, Home Depot that can be of service to us, just let me know because they're very receptive to it.
All right, thank you, Ed. Councilman Rick Fisher.
Nothing new to report from Parks. Still have the meeting coming up Wednesday, March 18th at 9 a.m.
Okay, I gotta ask, what happened to the hairdo? I thought you were growing it out.
Yeah,
I just noticed that.
I got to go back to work.
Okay, I thought you were going to be a rock star, Rick. Well, you're already a rock star. How about Council Member Jeff Terrell?
Nothing to report this week.
All right, Councilwoman Susan Baker.
Nothing to report.
That's a report. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Amanda Fenwick.
Apologize for my tardiness.
Is it? Oh, you're going to leave it all to me. Okay, as you can see, the boat ramp's kind of progressing fairly quickly, if you ask me, since they started. I think that might be on a timeline to finish on time. We'll let Mike talk about that. I mentioned last time we were waiting on a meeting to talk to the county about the new bridge that's going to be coming that was awarded in the bond. We have not heard from them on that meeting yet, so Mike and I are still awaiting that timeline for that meeting. We will get with Roads and Drainage once we have that timeline and we meet with them and discuss what we find out. She's not here, but I'm going to give a shout out to Peyton Fenwick for being now a two-time, see, it's not you, it's someone else, a two-time national champion in her cheerleading squad. She knew it was coming, huh? And then I'm going to bring up something that's going to be a sore subject with me, but I want the citizens to know about it. A while back, we met with TxDOT about the intersection right there at 518 and Drawer Road, where the county spent $1.25 million on a road. It was very encouraging in that meeting. We had some TxDOT representatives there. They encouraged us that they were talking about putting a light right there and doing the hooded left turn in front of Walmart instead of using those parking lots for those businesses as a street, if you will. Did a follow-up with Mike the other day. We got with Cesar Garcia over in Kemah. They had a meeting which Mike was invited to, but was at another location, and I didn't get that information from Cesar, so I didn't know about that one. They have decided, they've got Harris County TxDOT down here overseeing this project in Galveston County, which I'm not sure why that is, but I'm going to find that out. I'm not real happy about their decision to make that a permanent hooded left turn, because I'm not sure that's why the county would have spent that kind of money. I know, being on city council, I would not have voted for that road had I known that, because we spent almost $600,000 in buying the right-of-way to that road and paying our portion, which Kemah ended up not paying a portion of. And now there's no connectivity. And in my opinion, that road was put there for connectivity. So in my feelings, I have a financial hardship. I'm hoping TxDOT's going to listen, but I'm going to scream really loud, so someone's going to listen. I can tell you I've already reached out to 2 of our county commissioners, and I'm not very happy about it. So I will be following that avenue to do my very best to make sure that is not permanent, and that whatever they do, they open up that road, because I feel like that's going to impact us. Those 500 new houses down there that he was talking about in Meritage, they're going to have a hard time getting to our Home Depot and our Target. So that's going to impact us financially, in my opinion, and I'm not real happy with that. I just want you guys to know that any support I could get from you all, I will get you information on who you can call and complain to. Trust me, I want you to do that complaining on our behalf once I find that out. Hate to conclude on bad news, but that was not good news in my opinion. With that said, I will close my comments and we'll move on to the lovely Julie Criddle in place of David Donaldson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. So we are going to do our service report. It's going to be dated February 1st to February the 28th. We have, it looks like a total of 914 events, which are calls and self-initiated calls. I'll do the percentages. I don't know if this needs to be itemized like this, but like I said, it is 914 total. 42% is business checks, 23% is traffic related, 16% is residential checks, and 25% was listed as miscellaneous. And that'll be it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Julie. City Administrator Mike Cram.
Thank you, Mayor. Pool repairs have been completed. All the coping and tile have been replaced, and 2 broken sections of concrete decking have been replaced. We need additional repairs. We're going to save some of those for next year. There are cracks. If you've gone to the pool area, you'll see cracks throughout various portions of the pool deck, just various settlement cracks, expansions, and we need to get some of those fixed before they become trip hazards or anything like that. But they can wait until next budget year. We've spent quite a bit of money refurbishing the pool. In case you weren't aware of or didn't observe any of the work that came off the pool, we put roughly 60 grand into the pool just a few years ago, like 4 years ago. And the company that did it, when we started popping off the tiles, there was a little dollop of mastic behind there. And so the difference in quality's worth mentioning in what was done previously and what was done this time. We popped all those tiles off. They took the coping off. They applied an entire level. They covered it all with mastic so that when we get a freeze, those expansions and you're not going to get water in there and expansion problems where those tiles are going to start popping off like they have been and cracking away from the pool surface. So I will tell you that I feel much better about the quality of work that was done this go-round than we experienced when we started breaking into what had been done in the past. So I think the folks that really use our pool a lot will appreciate it over the years to come because it looks great. And I'm not just saying that because the mayor picked out the color of the tile. But he did a pretty good job.
You weren't going to drop me in the grease.
It looks good. The repairs at the clubhouse are progressing, but we find more issues almost daily. Several portions of rotten siding have been noted and will be replaced. 6 more pilings on this side are fractured and will need support piles. Additionally, we're getting estimates to replace the existing concrete portion of the wheelchair ramp. However, that job will be a separate item for council to consider once we get quotes. The pilings for the piers at the boat ramp have been set, and the underground storm drainage has been installed in the parking area with one exception. There's a 12-inch drain line that is probably going to be something we have to look at additionally that wasn't considered. There was a box failure, and so we need to replace that box because that drain line is partially occluded from silt just going into it. It doesn't have much slope to it. It's really flat, so we need to do something to protect it from it resilting after we blast it out. But I spoke to the superintendent out there, and he said they're still on track to be finished in April. Unless they have some weather event that slows them down, they're looking right on schedule. We made the first payment to the contractor who's doing the work out there. Cheryl has already contacted the state to see how we're going to go about being reimbursed for that, what that process is going to be. Just a reminder, this is kind of a one-off process for the state. It's a combination of budgeting and reimbursement through a grant process. We don't know how all those payments are going to work or what the lag is going to be, but Cheryl's already hounding them to figure something out in the process. Last Thursday, we opened the bids to resurface Narcissus Road. Colliers Engineering is currently evaluating the bidders and will recommend the lowest qualified bidder for that project. That should be on the next council agenda for consideration. We have a contractor sculpting ditches around the island. He completed a stretch along Pine Road already and should be returning this week to continue with other areas. I apologize if the ditch adjacent to your properties has the grass scraped off it and a little bit of silt coming out of it, but we need to improve the drainage. What little drainage slope we have on this island we need to make the most of. So he's going to be doing a lot of work around the island over the next several weeks. And we've tasked one of the city's engineering firms with a culvert installation project under East Shore near Hawthorne that will feed into the 24-inch discharge pipe at Deep Hole Park. This should improve drainage along Hawthorne and Grove as it runs down towards Deep Hole Park going northbound on East Shore. And that's all I have.
All right. Anybody got any questions for Mike about his report? Hey, where's the volume for that thing? Having none, we will move on to public comments. At this time, any person with city-related business may speak to the city council. If the discussion concerns an item on the agenda, comments may be made now or when the item is discussed. If the topic of discussion is not related to an item on the agenda, the city council cannot deliberate or take action at this time. Comments from the public should be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per individual, and no yielding of time is permitted. Would anyone like to speak to the city council? All right, Mr. Birchfield, step on up.
Good evening. My name is Rick Birchfield. My wife Winnie and I have been here 32 years as of last week, starting our 33rd year. And we raised 2 born-on-island children. They're all grown now. And we've seen lots and lots of changes over the 32 years we've been here. Some of the changes we've seen and some of the administrations that we've seen have been good, some not so good. But I want to stand here today. I want you guys to look around at each other. And I sincerely mean this from the bottom of my heart. I have never seen the city be run so well and managed so well and so much cohesiveness and so much leadership as we have right now. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, every one of you guys. I'm happy I live here. We're not here as much as we used to be because we have a home in Rockport now, but this is still our home. It's always going to continue to be as long as we can stay here. And I just want to say thank you. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Anyone else like to address the council? Now's the time. I'm kidding. I'm teasing you.
Good evening, council, and thank you for allowing me to address you. My name is Tom Langford. I live in Kemah Oaks. A little bit about me is I'm very community involved. I'm part of Galveston County Emergency Response Team. So when we get storms coming through the area or tornadoes or watches, whatever, I generally get out of my Jeep afterwards, look for down power lines, trees and stuff, report right back to the county. That's my job as a responder for CERTS, or Galveston County Emergency Response Team. I've also been a 15-plus year member of the CCISD, Safety and Training, the Watchdogs, and I'm also on the Kemah Stormwater Management Committee, in which we give feedback on what's happening there. That's my background as far as the community. I drive a Jeep called Sarge. I know quite a few people in the area see me driving up and down, and that's what I'm doing. As far as my professional background, this May will be 49th year in the oil field. Spent 32 years with Schlumberger on global supply chain. Got to travel around the world. Last 16 years, I've been a sales manager in the oil field. A little bit of engineering background, dealing with pumps, valves, materials. I think with the changes that are going on with the water board, that I would be a big asset with my background. So come this May, I am looking for the support of Clear Lake Shores. I think I'd be a big asset to it. It's something I want to do, and always helping and working with the community. I work from home and always around the area. I know quite a few people in the Clear Lake Shores area. And again, I just look for your vote on May 2nd, and hopefully I'll be a help to the water board and all what they bring into it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We appreciate your time. All right, anyone else like to speak? Only if you have something good to say now. Y'all got to follow Rick. And we can't end on a bad note. Okay, having none, we'll close the public comments, and we will move on to item number 7, consent agenda. We got item A through F. Do we have any motions on that item, or anything we'd like to correct or pull off of there?
I move that we approve consent agenda items A through F.
Okay, got a motion by Rick.
I'll second.
Got a second by Jeff. Any discussion on any of those items? All in favor? Motion passes unanimous. We'll move on to item 8. New business, discussion of possible action may be taken on the following. Item A, present and approve certificate of unopposed candidates presented to the City Council for election schedule of May 2nd. We have no one opposing any of our 3 candidates, and that would be Susan Baker, Amanda Fenwick, and Mr. Fisher. So thank you guys again for what you've already done for the city and signing up again to continue what Mr. Birchfield just spoke about, our cohesiveness and our great team that we have in place. I appreciate you guys. Do we need a motion on that? Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the certificate of unopposed candidates presented to the City Council for election and schedule for May 2nd, 2026.
Okay, got a motion by Ed. Got a second by Amanda. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimous. Leaves us to item B, certificate of cancellation of election presented to the City Council for election scheduled for May 2nd, 2026. Since we are not going to have an election, we need to cancel that election and save the city a little money. Once again, thank you guys for your service. Do we have a motion on that item?
I'll move to approve the certificate of cancellation of election presented to City Council for election scheduled on May 2nd, 2026.
Okay, got a motion by Amanda.
I'll second that motion.
Got a second by Susan. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimous. We'll move on to item C, consideration and possible approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement for participation in the Galveston County Consortium on-premise and cloud-based Motorola Premier One CAD RMS system. Our City Administrator Mike Cram.
Thank you, Mayor. The CAD RMS system is computer-aided dispatch and records management systems that the police department uses. The backbone of that software system is housed by Galveston County. They're who we currently partner with. We're part of their coalition now. We're going to transition to a new software, but still be on the county consortium. This is simply a new operational agreement because we're going to a new software system with Motorola. And so they're redoing the interlocal agreements with the other agencies that are on their system for what is going to cost us around $16,000 a year, which is exceedingly inexpensive if you know anything about the cost of CAD RMS systems. They're very high dollar and take a lot of manpower to operate. But that's what our PD uses as their lifeline for all the information that they use for criminal information, et cetera, and the records management for all the reporting.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Do we have a motion on that item?
I'll make a motion we approve the interlocal cooperation agreement for participation in the Galveston County Consortium on-premise and cloud-based Motorola Premier One CAD RMS system.
Okay, got a motion by Jeff.
I'll second that.
A second by Ed. Any discussion on that item?
Yeah, Mike, just a quick question on that. That's just redoing the agreement. That's not, these costs were already set into the budget for the initial agreement? Okay.
Yes, it's a new agreement. The costs are a little bit higher, but not substantially.
Awesome, thanks.
All right. Any more discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimous. We'll move on to item D. Ordinance 2026-02, an ordinance of the City Council of Clear Lake Shores, Texas, amending Chapter 30 of the Clear Lake Shores Municipal Code by adding Article 2 entitled Electronic Gates and Emergency Access, and Section 30-31 entitled Definitions, Section 30-32 entitled Operations, Section 30-33 entitled Inspections, and Section 30-34 entitled Retrofitting Existing Electronic Operated Gates, providing for severability, providing for a repealing clause, savings clause, providing for an effective date, and providing for an open meeting clause. Mike Cram.
So let me apologize for this having to be on there. I gaffed on the first time we approved this last year, and I missed in that part you just read that it said Chapter 6 instead of Chapter 30. So the only change we're making is changing it to the correct chapter. Chapter 6 in our ordinance is alcoholic beverages, and opening the gates, we don't want that related to people drinking alcoholic beverages. So my apologies for that, but this is just a housekeeping measure.
All right. We got a motion on that item?
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2026-02.
Okay, got a motion by Ed,
I'll second.
got a second by Amanda. Any discussion on that item? Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion passes unanimous. We will adjourn the meeting at 7.